My dear friends watching this video, I'm going to bring you this quick video to help anyone in need having an issue with the engine. This is a Ford Freestar 2005. I was having a little issue, well, a big issue with the so-called intake. I don't know if you could see it down there. I'm using my phone to record this. It's a little unit down there, as you could see it right there. It's called the intake manifold runner control valve. What this does is it has two little sticks. You see one there, the little silver stick connected to it. And then there's another one on the other side, as you could see it right there. I disconnected it. They were disconnected, and I found out because I had a clicking noise in the engine, and the noise was going clack clack clack. I thought it was a valve issue, and I took the valve cover off, looking for any problems with the rocker arms, with the rods. I just took one valve cover off, and looking for something weird there. I only got to remove one of the rocker arms screws, and it seemed that everything is brand new in there. But while I was doing that, I came across this issue. The issue was these little sticks that you see down there. They actually attach to that little bushing, and that's the little stick, which is now loose again because I actually purposely did that. They were loose. They come loose because the bushings, they tend to dry up and break, and so therefore the little stick comes out. That happens obviously with years. This vehicle has 100,000 miles already. So I replaced the bushings. As you can see, they look brand new. The white one there, as you can see, there's four of them. Two at the unit itself, at the intake manifold runner control valve, which is the name of this unit right there. And there's two of them, and there's the other little butterflies that are attached to the manifold head on top. One of which you cannot hardly see them because they're really down there. As you can see, one of the bushings, the white ones, that's a butterfly over there. One of the butterflies, and this is another butterfly attached to the engine. They move. So this unit receives a signal from the computer to open and close those butterflies going to the intake manifold. So the car receives a certain amount of air to, so it could be mixed with the gasoline and stuff. It's a little complicated, but a lot of you, I'm sure, understand the process. Anyways, we're not gonna get into that, but where I'm trying to get is, I found those rods disconnected because the bushing were broken, dried up. I replaced the bushings. It was a headache to do this because it's not too much space to do this here, and I had to disconnect all these things, get some stuff out of the way, and there's some screws down there that you gotta get them loose, and there's not a lot of space. So eventually, what I did was I put everything back, everything functioning supposedly. I connected the little rods to the bushings, and I was able to find them at my local auto parts store. The bushings, the white little pieces, and five of them come in the package. However, you only need four: two for the unit and two going to the butterflies attached to the manifold. One back there, one here, and two here. So once I put everything back together, I tested the engine again, my vehicle, and it had the clicking sound, the clack, 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 like the valve were loose, like something was wrong with the, rocker arms or something. The same noise that I used to have, but even worse. I'm like, oh my God, what do I do now? So while I removed this unit, I put the butterflies basically halfway, open. This butterfly attached to the manifold, that one there, and the other one back here. Let me see if you could see it. It's down there. That's a little butterfly. It's like a little thing that moves back and forth. What that does is opens the air intake for the manifold. So I left them halfway without even knowing if that was gonna work. And while I was trying to get the bushings, the white little things, because I couldn't find them, they didn't even have them at the auto parts around here. I had to, look around for different auto parts, but it took me a few days for the process. So, anyways, while I was like that, I was receiving a signal on my computer, the vehicle computer, a signal on the dashboard because I disconnected this thing, the valve. I removed it and I disconnected the connector for it, so I was receiving, the engine light. But I knew it was because of that. Anyways, the engine was running perfectly and I didn't hear no sound when I accelerated. It was like basically fixed. However, I decided to put the thing back the way it's supposed to. And like I said, once I put it back, I started getting the noise and I said, what is going on here? So, I decided to remove the little levers, sticks, metal sticks that move the butterflies to the intake of the manifold. And I decided to open the butterflies all the way. I opened them. You open them, one facing all the way to the front, touching the front, and the other one hitting to the back. In other words, they open one counterclockwise and the other one clockwise. That's how they open up the valves, the intake. They call them valves. So I did that and I tied them up with a little string, metal. You see a little cable coming here, a little metal piece of metal wire. I attached them to the actual butterfly right there. It's a little piece of metal, and on the other side, as you can see, look, there's a little string, a metal string going down, attached to the actual butterfly, so it could stay in that position. It's difficult to see it, but I'm trying to. Let me see. You see, they attach in a nice way. Not too much. That was not that difficult to do. That was probably the easiest part to do. So I left the little levers back there loose just in case in the future. I don't know. You see, those are the little levers, and that's the little handle for the unit itself that moves back and forth. That right there, if you could see it. I'm trying to point it out. I can't get my finger in there, but you could see it. One moves, it moves back and forth, and that is what opens and closes the intake manifold valves for the engine, so it could breathe and get air. So I decided to leave them open, and now the car is working beautiful. So if any of you guys having issues with this thing, that you go into your engine, or you hear your engine clicking, it doesn't have enough power, it's hesitating, and it's making a weird noise, as far as like you think it's the valves, check that little that unit, the intake manifold runner control valve. That's how they call it. So if you do that, what I just did, hopefully it will solve the issue. It did it for me. So I'm just recording this video to help people out. And by the way, you got to remove the cowl back here, the panel where the wipers are. I mean, the whole thing, as you can see, look, it's not that much. It's not, a simple thing, but it's not that complicated either. So, I removed that so I could have space here to work. You actually need to do that, in my opinion. So anyways, this is a 2005 Ford Freestar. And if you have a vehicle, I think the Winstar, the Monterey, I think they're compatible vehicles. So anyways, I hope this helped anyone out there. God bless you all. Don't forget, God first. Okay, good luck.